Hello pot lovers. Today I'm gonna make Greek egg lemon soup with chicken. It's a recipe I found on the Facebook group. I really like it. It's one of my favorites. First things first. I'll add olive oil to the pot, just enough to cover the bottom. Turn on saute. I have 2 medium white onions that I chopped and several cloves of garlic. Now that the pot is hot, I can add the onions and saute them. The original recipe didn't call for sauteing the onions. I always saute the onions. I have 10 cups of water heating up in this pot. And then I have 5 2-cup bullion cubes that I'm going to add to the water. And while the cubes dissolve, I'm going to add the garlic and start chopping up the 5 carrots and 5 stalks of celery. Onions are nice and glassy, garlic is brown. I'm going to add the bullion. Now I add my carrots and celery. I have these 4 very frozen chicken breasts that I'm going to add to the pot, and 1 cup of orzo. I have a very full pot. There's a do not fill above this line. Oh, there it is, right there. So we're right at the maximum. Now I put the top on. And then I'm going to select pressure cook for 20 minutes. 22 minutes. And now, while we wait for it to come up to pressure and cook, I'm going to prepare the second part of the soup. I have a bowl set up here that I can put on this pot and use it as a double boiler. I'm going to be juicing these 3 lemons. I don't have a lemon squeezer, so I just use my thumbs. I like my soup lemony. I think the lemon and parsley add some really strong, delicious flavors to what would otherwise be just a bland chicken soup. I'll be taking this to a potluck supper tonight, where I've heard from one participant that he doesn't like how sour my soup is. This may not be a hit with him, but I'm hoping the others like it. I know I will. Now that we've added the juice from the lemons, we are going to add 4 eggs to the mixture and then froth it up with a mixer. The heat from the double boiler helps cook the eggs, so I'm not putting raw egg in the soup, but it's cooking it slowly so it doesn't turn into, scrambled eggs. I'm ripping the kale from the stem because I read somewhere that's the thing to do. Now this might be too much parsley. I'm going to add 2 handfuls, which I think is probably a little over 2 cups. Well, the soup has finished pressure cooking, but because it was so full, I'm afraid that if I release the pressure in here in the kitchen, that it's just gonna spew chicken stock all over the place. So what I'm going to do is take it outside and release the pressure that way. Now that I'm out here, I don't care if it spews chicken stock all over. As I suspected, it's making a chickeny, brothy mess. So I'm glad I'm doing it out here. Now the pressure is relieved. Clean the pot. And now I'll bring it back in the house. Our final phase is to remove the chicken, add the egg and lemon. I start by ladling the broth into the egg lemon to help cook the eggs. I'm trying to avoid the veggies and just adding broth. Now that we've mixed that all together, I can add it back to the broth and veggies in the Instant Pot. And now I will shred my chicken and add that. The first couple of times I did this, I shredded the chicken with a fork. But then I read on the Facebook group that you could shred chicken with a mixer. And and it's a lot faster, and you don't have to burn your fingers on hot chicken. Now we put the chicken back in the broth. I'm gonna put the pot back in the Instant Pot before I add the greens, so I can cook it some more. There's a lot of greens, but they will wilt. I'm gonna turn Saute on and heat the soup up till all of the kale and parsley are nicely cooked in. And that's all there is to it. Now I'll put the lid on, switch it to keep warm, and then later this evening I'll take it to my potluck and hope it's a hit. I'll let you know. How was the soup?
It was wonderful.
It was great.
It was delicious.
Delicious.